I think it's the first time in history where a Lubavitcher stopped someone from saying Shema. I told him, shut up. Don't say Shema. Shema is what you say when you have your last seconds here on earth. When you're jumping in a grenade because you want to sing someone, that's when you say Shema. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here. I have a wife and 5 beautiful kids. I have a mission in life. And Baruch Hashem, with the Rebbe's brachas, with the Shem's divine providence, with the amazing soldiers under me that helped me and took care of me. The helicopter took me to Rambam Hospital where they didn't know what to do with me. They put me unconscious and started doing a surgery on me. I called my wife, told her I'm okay. I told her, I think it was somewhere along the line, intubated, I couldn't speak. And my wife comes to me and says, looks at me and says, how are you doing? And I went, and I had a whiteboard. I wrote, how are the kids? But then I wrote, do I have knees? Did they amputate above or below the knee? Because that's a big difference. Unfortunately, I know a few people in this condition, and it's a big difference. Baruch Hashem, I have knees, you can see. Yeah, I go to my doctors, and the miracles they applied. And she said, we don't know. Your surgeon, which is a professor, head of a department, I guess one of the most expertise people in this field in Israel, told my wife, I don't know. The joint is there, but I don't know how to save it because there's nothing underneath it. And I told the doctor, I'll tell you, it doesn't matter what you think, it's what you believe. And I need you to believe that you can save my knees. And I believe it. And if you're going to believe it together, it's going to happen. So he told me with this approach, you're going to be walking in no time. When he told me that back then, I was sure he's just trying to encourage me, make sure I'm on the right way. But he wasn't joking. I'm walking, Baruch Hashem. I'm able to walk. Now I'm going to stay there, I'm going to come and run a marathon because I'm shit here in New York in a minute. It's going to take a while. But my doctors, the guy who builds my prosthetics, they're all saying that they never saw anyone recovering so fast from something like this. Walking for 3.5, 4 months after the injury, already started walking. So I asked them, no. Well, how do you explain it? How do you explain it? I'm here and I'm walking, but people before me didn't do it so quick. So what's your explanation? And their explanation was one, and this is the message I want you to take from what you're going through right now and what I went through. Because, sometimes people tell me, wow, how are you so positive going through what you're going? So I have to tell you, I may be positive about losing my legs, but if I don't get my coffee in the morning, I get very angry. It's very hard for me. It's not that I'm happy about everything. I have my challenges. And sometimes the small ones are much harder than the big ones. It's very hard to measure. Don't compare. It's very hard to compare something that you go through, someone else going through. But we're both going through something we didn't plan, right? You're all planning on being home. Whether your home is Costa Rica, or Brazil, or California, or wherever you're from. France, always the loudest. How did I miss friends? But we're all from one place. We're all from Israel, right? That's our home. That's our real home. And understanding that we want to be a in a certain place, you want to be in a certain situation. It doesn't always work that way. So one thing I'll give you, a lesson I've learned in the last few months, it really, really saved my life. It's about positive thinking. I had a choice. I could be still lying in bed, people taking care of me, bringing me whatever I want, and I have every excuse in the book to be in that state. Because this is too quick, this is too early, I should stay in the hospital, it's much more convenient. I have things I can complain, oh my legs are hurting, it's hard to balance. I have a list if you want. And they're all real, they're all true. But there's always the option of choosing, looking at the bright side, which is always the better side to be on. And the reason I'm recovering so fast is because I put my mind to it. My doctor told me it's very important that I never read the textbooks about being an amputee. Why? Because in the textbook it says that someone with such a short stub like mine on both legs cannot use prosthetics. If I read the textbook, I would never walk. But Baruch Hashem, I never read the textbook. I know that whatever I put my mind to, I'm able to do. And you guys are the same. We're all the same. We have the power to put our minds into positive thinking and understanding that everything that happens in this world is here to make me grow, to take me to a better place. You know, I need to work on muscles. These muscles haven't been used for a few months, and we don't use the muscle. You know what happens to the muscle? It goes away, it shrinks. If you want to grow like your muscle, you're going to grow your muscles, the muscles need something that's going to resist the muscle. If there's resistance, the muscle is going to grow. If there's no resistance, it's not going to grow. Same in your soul, same in your life. If there's nothing you're fighting against, nothing you want to accomplish, you're not going to grow. Don't look for the shortcuts, for the easy way out. Look for the challenges in life with open eyes and say, I'm going to beat this challenge. I'm going to do it the best way. I'm going to defeat it. I'm going to be the best guys in my seeking group. I'm going to be in my shul more than ever. I'm going to meet my rabbi more than anyone else, even if other people tell me not to. Even if it's not the most favorable thing around my school, this is how I'm going to be. Why? Because I'm Jewish. And being Jewish is not the easiest thing in the planet. But it's the most important thing to do, to have a Jewish pride and understand that we can look at ourselves the way we are and defeat every challenge we have together. החבר'ה מישראל פה? אנחנו נתוועד עוד מעט, כולנו ביחד, כל הישראלים. אולי יהיה לכם עברית איתי בעוד מעט. We will now do a short Q&A.
Oh, we should have given a standing ovation. I didn't realize he was...
We get a little light.
I didn't realize he finished his speech. I would have given a standing ovation.
We will now do a quick Q&A. If somebody has a question, there's a second mic going to be available, so you can share your question in the mic.
Sound is so loud.
Okay, hand lower. Okay.
You have a question for him?
Anyone has a question he wants to ask? Please raise your hand and we'll make sure the mic gets to you. Whoever has a question can walk up here and we can get the mic and ask it in front of everyone. You have any questions for me? You're welcome.
We're just getting the second mic ready. If anyone else has a question, please come up. There's a mic here for you to ask your question.
Hi, my name is Itai. I'm from California. How was it the first few months learning how to walk and just overall that pain from the defensive pain, the first couple months of learning to walk?
Itai, thank you, first of all. Itai from California had a great question. So, Itai, you have to repeat it.
How was it the first few months with the pain and how was it to walk?
So Itai was asking about something called phantom pains. You know what phantom pains are? You should never know, without a shim. Phantom pains is when someone loses an organ, a limb or something, and the brain is still looking for that organ, for this limb, for instance. So the brain is looking, is searching, and is used to getting nerve feedback from my leg, and there's no nerve, there's no leg to give feedback, right? So sometimes it feels like an itch. I really want to itch, but there's nothing to itch here. Or now I can hold something. Before I didn't have anything here, and it has a feeling of you want to itch, you want to. Maybe there's a pain, you want to massage it, and you can't. And it's a process the brain goes through again and again trying to find these places. So the worst pain I had was after the major surgery. The first surgery they had, it was 8 hours when they had to reshape my leg to make it look like something they could work with. And the end of that surgery, I was under a lot of drugs to make sure I don't feel anything. But I felt the most tremendous pain in my life coming. I felt it coming closer and closer. And I asked my wife to go away, to leave the room, because I felt I'm turning into a monster. That's how I felt. The pain was growing and growing and growing, not going anywhere. And I asked for painkillers. And they said, there's nothing we can give you. You're on everything. You're on everything and it's not going to help because the pains you're feeling right now are they're not coming from your legs, they're coming from your brain. There's no way of blacking you out from these pains. There's no way out. You have to deal with it. And I didn't know how to deal with it. This is the biggest pain in my life. And I actually told them, can you put me to sleep? Do something. I can't deal with this pain. This is too strong. I'm going to turn into a monster. That's how I felt. And a very dear doctor, his name is Dr. Amir Chaim, sorry. He called me on WhatsApp video and told me two things. One is you have to take everything you have covering your legs, put your hands on your knees, and start feeling it. Your brain needs to see it and to feel it, to understand this is the situation. There's nothing underneath. There's nothing after that. And in 15 minutes, the pain stopped. I had to keep my hands on it, but it stopped. And then he was still on the WhatsApp video and he said, okay, you're done? I said, yeah. He said, you're done whining? I was like, whining? You know, I just lost both my legs. And it's very painful. Why? He said, didn't you ever have pain in your life? A tooth, a leg, something that was painful? I said, yeah, I did. He said, so if you did, then it's the same thing. Just, there's a concept in Hasidus, in Tanya. It's called mind over heart. Moach shalit al-lev. Our brain can control our heart. He said, you need to tell your brain that pain is not that bad. You can live with pain. And the whole night, I hugged my knees and recited that in my head again and again and again. I can deal with the pain. I can deal with the pain. I can deal with the pain. The pain is not that bad. Again and again and again. I woke up. I fell asleep exhausted in the middle of the night. And I woke up at 7 in the morning. The nurse came up to me and said, how are you doing? I said, fine, thanks. Baruch Hashem, I'm good. He said, any pains? And I smiled and said, yeah, there are. And I realized that we have the power of deciding if we let our feelings control us or not. Do I still have pain? Yeah, sometimes. Does it control my life? No. I control my life, nothing else. I can choose, even though it looks the worst thing that happened to me, I can choose to overcome it. Hope that answers the question. Thank you once more. A round of applause for Rabbi Liraz. The Seder V'Zayin Hazoy. The schedule is like this. At this point, first of all, in order for us to do programming for you guys, it couldn't have been done if it was only one person. Many people had to get involved and volunteer in order for us to get to this point. So the schedule is going to be like this. We're going to ask everyone